In a remote mountain village, winter settled in with a relentless grip, snow piled high, muffling sounds and isolating the townsfolk from the outside world. Among them was Eliza, a young woman known for her curious spirit and passion for folklore. As the days grew darker and colder, she became fascinated by the legend of the Frostbitten, a vengeful spirit said to roam the woods during the longest nights of winter. One evening, Eliza decided to venture into the forest, drawn by the thrill of uncovering the truth. The moon hung low, casting an eerie glow on the snow-covered trees. With each step, the silence deepened, and the chill seemed to seep into her bones. She recalled the tales. The Frostbitten was said to be a figure cloaked in snow, with eyes like black pits and an insatiable hunger for warmth. As she walked deeper into the woods, the wind howled, almost as if warning her to turn back. But curiosity pushed her forward. Suddenly, she heard a faint whispering, a voice carried by the wind. "Help me," it begged, chilling her to the core. Eliza paused, heart racing. Was it the spirit? She felt an inexplicable pull toward the sound. Following the whispers, she stumbled upon a clearing where the snow was untouched. In the center lay a figure, half buried and frozen. It was a woman, her eyes wide with terror. "Please," the woman gasped, "help me before it comes back." Eliza hesitated, fear battling her instinct to assist. The legend spoke of those who got too close to the Frostbitten, doomed to share its fate. But the woman's plea was desperate, laced with the warmth of human connection. With trembling hands, Eliza reached down to help. As she grasped the woman's hand, the temperature plummeted. Shadows danced around them, and the whispers turned into anguished screams. The Frostbitten emerged, its skeletal figure glistening with frost. Eliza's heart raced as she realized the truth. The woman was a trap, luring her in. "Leave her," the Frostbitten roared, its voice echoing through the trees. Eliza tried to pull away, but the woman's grip tightened, her expression shifting from fear to malice. "Stay with me," she hissed, revealing teeth like shards of ice. In a surge of adrenaline, Eliza broke free and ran, the wind roaring in her ears. Behind her, the spirit howled in fury. She darted through the trees, branches clawing at her as the darkness enveloped her. The whispers turned into a cacophony of rage, urging her to succumb to the cold. Finally, she broke through the tree line and stumbled into the village, breathless and terrified. The lights of the houses flickered warmly, a stark contrast to the icy grip of the forest. She turned back, half expecting to see the Frostbitten pursuing her. But the woods stood still, the whispers faded into the night. Days passed, and Eliza tried to shake off the encounter, but the feeling of dread lingered. She spoke to the villagers, hoping to find solace in shared stories, yet they only exchanged knowing glances. "You should never go into the woods at night," an elder warned. "The Frostbitten doesn't let go of those it touches." Winter wore on, and Eliza couldn't shake the sensation of being watched. One night, as she sat by the fire, a chill swept through the room. The flames flickered, casting long shadows on the walls. Then she heard it, the whispers again, soft and insistent. "Come back to us," they beckoned. Terrified, Eliza stood, but the house felt stifling. The whispers grew louder, pulling her toward the door. She fought against the compulsion but felt her feet moving, step by step, outside into the night. The forest loomed ahead, dark and inviting. With each step, she felt the warmth of the village fade away. The Frostbitten awaited her in the shadows, ready to claim another lost soul. And in the distance, the figure of the woman appeared, beckoning her back into the frozen depths. As the village faded behind her, Eliza realized too late, once touched by the Frostbitten, there was no escaping its grasp. The winter would never end, and she would forever wander the snowy woods, lost to the whispers of the damned. In the isolated village of Frost Hollow, winter came early and lingered longer than anywhere else. The villagers whispered of a curse, a malevolent spirit that roamed the snow-laden woods, seeking warmth and companionship. As the cold deepened, few dared to venture outside after dusk, for the frost wraith was said to emerge when the moon hung high in the sky. One frigid evening, a newcomer named Clara arrived, drawn by tales of the haunting beauty of the village. With her adventurous spirit, she found the stories intriguing rather than frightening. Ignoring the warnings of the villagers, she decided to explore the woods, eager to uncover the secrets hidden within the snow-covered trees. As she stepped into the forest, a blanket of silence enveloped her. The only sound was the crunch of snow beneath her boots. The moonlight bathed the trees in a ghostly glow, their skeletal branches reaching out like fingers. Clara felt a thrill of excitement mingled with unease, but she pressed on, drawn deeper into the heart of the woods. Suddenly, the air turned icy, and a whisper floated through the trees, beckoning her. "Help me!" It was a soft, desperate plea that sent chills down her spine. Clara hesitated, torn between curiosity and fear, but the voice pulled her closer. Following the sound, she stumbled upon a clearing where the snow sparkled under the moonlight. In the center lay a figure, partially buried in the snow, a woman, her skin pale and her eyes wide with terror. "Please," the woman gasped, "you must help me." "It's coming," the urgency in her voice gripped Clara's heart. She knelt beside the woman, reaching out a hand. But just as their fingers brushed, a low growl echoed through the clearing. The temperature plummeted, and Clara's breath became visible in the frigid air. A shadow emerged from the trees, swirling with frost. It was the frost wraith, its form indistinct but filled with malice, eyes like dark voids fixated on Clara. "Leave her," it hissed, its voice a chilling wind that wrapped around her like a shroud. Panic surged within Clara as she realized the woman was a trap, an illusion crafted by the wraith to lure her in. The woman's face twisted from fear to a sinister grin. "Stay with me," she urged, revealing teeth like shards of ice. In a burst of adrenaline, Clara recoiled and sprinted back through the trees, the wraith's howls echoing behind her, drowning out the sounds of the forest. Snow whipped against her face as she ran, branches clawing at her clothes, trying to slow her down. The whispers intensified, a cacophony of voices urging her to succumb to the cold. Just as she thought she'd escaped, the path ahead disappeared into a thick wall of snow. Desperation clawed at her as she turned back to the wraith. It loomed closer, its icy breath chilling her to the bone. But then she remembered the stories of the villagers, how the wraith could be repelled by warmth. Clara gathered her courage and turned toward the nearest cabin, the faint glow of light visible through the window. With the last of her strength, she dashed toward it, pushing through the snow. The wraith screamed in fury, its form dissipating into a swirling mist as Clara stumbled into the safety of the cabin. Inside, the villagers gathered around the fire, their faces etched with concern. Clara gasped for breath, relaying her encounter with the frost wraith. The villagers exchanged fearful glances. "You're lucky to be alive," an elder warned. "The wraith never lets go of those it touches." Though she was safe, Clara couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Nights grew long and restless, filled with whispers that seeped through the walls. The cold pressed in from every corner, reminding her of her narrow escape. One night, as the wind howled outside, she sat by the fire, trying to push the memories away. But then came the whisper again, soft and insistent. "Join us." The call was intoxicating, weaving into her thoughts like a warm blanket, wrapping around her mind. Unable to resist, Clara found herself stepping outside into the frigid night. The snow crunched underfoot as she walked toward the woods, the moon casting an eerie glow. Shadows danced at the edges of her vision, and the wraith's whispers filled the air. With each step, she felt the warmth of the cabin fade, replaced by the bone-chilling cold of the forest. The trees closed around her, their branches weaving a web of darkness. Clara realized too late that the wraith had ensnared her, and as she entered the woods, she became just another lost soul, destined to wander the frozen depths of Frost Hollow, forever haunted by the whispers of the damned.